today we're going to be continuing the playoff runs for our Tier 2 teams. We're, the first round gets Bushido Banzai versus Rogue Knights. Our 6th seed versus our 4th seed, if I'm correct here, in tier 2. Actually, no, 3rd seed, I think. Yeah, it's 3rd seed. I am getting all things mixed up already, and we're already like 2 seconds in. That's absolutely insane. Well, it'd be that way sometimes. I'll be your play-by-play commentator, ST Tempo.
And I will be your camera caster, and that's Holy Chuckster.
And Chuck here. He's what's the word I'm thinking of? He's reformed from last week. So yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Oh man, I'm excited. I'm excited to see everybody complaining that we're unprofessional because we talk about the grapes of wrath for 10 minutes instead of commentating the game. But anyways, so today Bushido versus Rogue Knights. Both these teams coming into this playoff run. Rogue Knights, being the 3rd seed, but being doubted by a lot of people. They like to run a lot of these weird kind of odd support comps like the Mercy Lucio, and it pays off for them sometimes. But there's a lot of teams that take advantage of that here in Tier 2. And it's also why one of the main reasons why a lot of people are not high on them. Also because this team was really good at the ball dive meta, but we haven't really seen much from them when it comes to brawl or I should say the rush. I should say the rush. They have not been. I guess it hasn't been the forte because they like to run a lot of Mercy, and Mercy's just not great at rush, unfortunately. So it's that team that's been having a lot of doubting. On the other side of Bushido, though, Bushido Banzai, this roster is a roster that came in, made tons of improvements before the playoffs, and squeaked away to the 6th seed just last second. But it's not like it's luck or anything. This roster, the new tool roster of new pickups like Dre, Neil Golden King, Killerbot, have been absolutely fantastic for this roster, and they have fleshed them out. Also, I forgot to mention Esdip, another great pickup. Wait, I almost forgot to mention. But all these guys they picked up, absolutely fantastic, and they helped. I hope that especially Dre helped flesh his roster out to new heights that we've never seen before.
Is Dre even in lobby?
Let me check quickly. I don't think he is, but
no.
He is. Dre should be here on first map.
They keep saying like, "Oh, put in Dre." I'm like, I can't put Dre in if he's not here.
Well, I think they want you to... Oh, wait. Would you check something quickly? Before I check something? Okay, yeah, you got it. You're good. But, yeah, this Bushido Banzai roster is just, like I said, absolutely kind of become a mini stacked super team. And maybe I'm going a bit too far with that claim, but I feel like a lot of their downfall does not come with play or as players in general, and you can't really pinpoint a specific player. And a lot of times it's composition or at least this might sound crazy, but 2CP, which is one of the map types they have struggled significantly on, even with this brand new roster. A lot of the new brand new players they picked up to make this brand new roster. And there is Dre. There he is. Yeah. And they got some interesting things coming out here tonight. Ardemo coming back in. Actually, we haven't seen Ardemo in a bit, and he's coming back in here on this tank role. If I remember correctly, Demo actually played a lot of main tank. Which we haven't really seen much because he's been playing for their Tier 3 roster, which is unfortunately they're knocked out. The Tier 3 roster are knocked out of the playoffs. So Bushido, it seems like they're going to be focused. The people playing down are now focusing more on the Tier 2. So that's why you probably see Ardemo back. But Hungo has been filling his place in that main tank role. But tonight might be the night when we see the return of the off tank Hungo. Also, something a bit interesting I want to point out here on the Bushido roster is Dre is going to be on support. He is their flex player, but this is something we have not seen him play like flex 2 yet. We know his hit scan, specifically his long glitch hit scan DPS, is excellent. And we know his off tank's excellent, but we have not seen him on the support role. So I'm pretty interested if he's going to be playing the flex support here for this team. Maybe they're like the Auto Zen, they run dive, or maybe the Batiste if they run the rush. Rogue Knights on the other hand, not very much to talk about their roster. They're running a lot of their known players. Vermilion Steel is someone who does come in for specific maps, and Ilios is one of them. Rogue Knights like to run a lot of Pharah. So it makes sense why they're going to put one of the Mercy players, Brilliant Steel, into this map, because they're probably going to put Sean on that Pharah. Alright, readies have been given by Rogue Knights, but we have not gotten the readies just yet from Bushido, if I'm correct. So we're going to have to wait a bit longer for this to...
And we just got the readies from Hungo.
Oh, did we?
Yeah. I'm gonna go grab my drink and I'll be right back. Like, energy drink. Don't worry, folks at home.
Yeah, Chuck, when he says energy drink, what he actually means is hard, straight vodka, K-Kona. Oh, that's not K-Kona, I mean beer. That's K-Kona. Hard, straight beer, K-Kona. Let's go. Oh yeah, just to put this out to the chat, the ready from Bushido Banzai was spelled so poorly that I didn't even realize it was a ready. They spelled both was and ready wrong, and I didn't even realize it was a ready till Chuck pointed out it was.
Alright, I'm gonna fix Esdeath and then we're gonna start it up.
Alright. Oh, he's on spectate all.
He's on
nice. Okay.
Spectate all, and then...
Wait, did you put him on red? Okay, there you go.
Alright, let's start it up.
Yeah. First map of the night. Helios gonna be started off. A map that actually is gonna be quite tough in Bushido. This is definitely a map that's gonna favor Rogue Knights, because the dive, especially with the ball, even the Winston dive, maybe the Devil Bubble or the Evil Winston, really good here on Well and Lighthouse. And it's gonna be quite difficult because we haven't really seen that dive come out of Bushido yet, so it's gonna be hard for them to pull the counter dive if needed. They might have to stick to that rush and try to hold to their guns.
Now, what's your feeling on windmills? Are you for or against windmills?
I'm pretty for windmills. You know, green energy, pretty cool stuff. I know the K-Konas hate them, but like I said, green energy, pretty cool. You'll have to see it.
Okay, I wonder what you thought about birds as well, because as everyone knows about windmills and birds are like the biggest enemy, you know?
Yeah.
Like Kong versus Godzilla.
Yeah. Oh man, that was so forced in that I didn't see it coming. That's crazy.
I mean, if you want to talk forced in, I mean, you know whose favorite rapper Godzilla's is, you know? Let's go!
Bushido Banzai. Give everybody a reset hog cop. So I mean, that's actually pretty unconventional. I mean, Chuck, if we're talking about forced in themes, this might be it. Forcing a hog here against the ball dive. This might be quite detrimental for Bushido if they cannot get the right pin or right hook. Gold King could be honest, trusting Doomfist here, going for early aggression. However, does not find what he's looking for. Dre though finds a nade. Last round cannot build up that EMP any longer. He's, however, going to trade it right back. Our Demo's going to miss a hook, and he's going to pay for that one. Kicking himself in the grave. Sean the Ginger, not giving a damn. Going to fight two there. Hungo, now in the grave. And now if you are Bushido, you just want to die on point, but they're not giving up just yet. Percival's broke Drex. And just like that, the DPS of Bushido Banzai, they're taking it back. Neo Golden King going alongside his trusting partner from crime, Perzo, fighting the win. Gravity, though, he's going to stall for a bit longer, but this is going to be the first cap going to Bushido Banzai. Team fight continually on, but it's just looking like bodies for the gulag. Neo Golden King just wiping the competition. Bees gonna have to fix his chin this tomorrow morning after that one.
Yeah, and I understand like the first initial comp. You're like, oh, like I don't know about that, but I felt like it was more shaky ground for Rogue Knights to come in there with the dive on this map, especially on Well.
It is definitely a risky play to put the dive against the Hog, but I will say that one thing that the dive had advantage of was the Ana picking Dre. The dive needs to take advantage of that. However, with the rush cop now, it's going to be even more easy. You could just run. There's only a Sigma Hog now with Ankle. You can rush it for free money, and just like that, Rogue Knights, they're going to just take the full space. Personal not the ult there. I'm assuming to switch. Doesn't really have the mercy, so he's gonna probably just get off that and go to the McCree, I would assume.
And Bushido Banzai has already responded by doing switches of their own. Now we're running the Ryan Diva as well.
Definitely the smart play, Chuck. I gotta say, the right. If you want to play that rush comp into the other rush comp. However, something I find a bit interesting though is the look at the side of Rogue Knights. They are still running the Mercy Lucio here. A lot of sustain for tanks are going to be lacking, especially for Eldrick. In fact, they're going to commit beats just to keep up Eldrick, and it's not going to work. Eldrick is punted to the gulag. Now being committed onto Ardemo now. Here he comes, but there's not much he can do. In fact, it's going to be Hungo fighting the kills. Bees down for the count, not finding the boop he wanted. And Bushido Banzai just going to wipe right back through and take point control. And now Bushido, they had to pop their nano there, but they do have a beat. They're gonna have to get ready though, because look at the side of Rogue Knights. They're coming in with Shatter and Bob. Bob getting hurt from the stall if he can get on the point in time, but that might not be needed. Ardemo, he kind of went up by himself. He gotta take it, and he's down. Hunko, now the follow, gonna get booped to the well. It's a home run for Bees. And just like that, with 70% of the control, looking like Rogue Knights are going to take full control back in their favor. Neo trying to make a hero play, but gets a break. He just cannot do that. 85% for Bushido, but Rogue Knights, once it can get dominantly taking control back. And Chuck, I gotta say, both these teams are just taking the point back and forth here on well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely seeing that same thing, and the ult on advantage of Rogue Knights right now is hugely in their favor as well. But you do see both tank ults coming up on Bushido Banzai coming up as well.
And this makes me wonder, Chuck, if they're going to wait a bit to build up that nano, or they're going to initiate tank ults here. If both points are definitely valid, but that nano might be needed here for that team fight. However, Mew taking down Sean and Ginger role players. You don't see a Doofus do that every day. This might be winnable. However, the grab is absolutely fantastic. Hungo does not eat it. And New Ravity alongside Eldrick, they're going to storm forward here. 80% now gained, and they're in Rogue Knights take the lead. It's only up to Curebot to get touches point in time. Maybe Ardemo if you get the pin just right. 95% Eldrick Shatter ready alongside the Barrage and Ginger. It's gonna have to be a massive one, and it is! Killerbot and Demo down! The bomb is huge though. Eldrick, we can have the barrier there. He's gonna be blown up. 2 Smithereens. Fight still in the favor now. Nano committed, but Rogue Knights, they don't care. They don't care at all, and they're gonna continue stomping forward. Sean the Ginger finding a 3K there at the end. And after really back for well, and looking like this. Oh, never mind. Bushido's still going to fight. The beat now being committed by Killerbot. He's going to be taken out, however, and Demo cannot make it back. And what I was saying before, after a very back and forth well here game on well, Rogue Knights is going to take the first point.
0-1. Ready for battle.
One thing I hope to see, Chuck, is maybe a Batiste come out from the side of Bushido here. Dre is having a lot of trouble, it seems, to get out into any other cover or get out in the open because of Sean the Ginger on that Farah, who now is going to move over to the jump crack. So even more spam going to be pumped in here.
5.
And indeed, we are going to see that. Dre going to be over to the Batiste.
1. Round 2. Capture.
I mean, how do you feel about spam comps on this particular subsection of Ilios?
So it's going to be a bit difficult here for Rogue Knights with the Sean the Ginger. They're going to have to take more control early and fast. It's so, especially with double hits, it's going to be so easy for a pick to happen. However, with Sean the Ginger fighting Ungo, that's down already, 1 down for Rogue Knights. Or sorry, Bushido, I should say. The trainer gets back though. The pin is mighty on Eldrick, and he's not going to be able to last any longer. Sean the Ginger still kicking though. Gonna find Neo. However, nobody on point, and Bushido just take first point control here. Sean the Ginger still alive and kicking out over, but Dre gonna find the headshots, the double dink there. Gonna be finding that blood. You gotta love that Soldier 76 support player right there, Batiste. Alright, Rogue Knight's gonna be grouping right back up. One advantage they have in that team fight is Sean and Ginger. He built up 80% on his tire, and only a couple more spam shots, that's a tire instantly on the field. Rogue Knight's gonna be initiating in, be a bit difficult ever kill the block, and a boot to the out of position. Shatter could only catch bees, but he's gonna be taken down. Really still where Coca-Cola was, his fight won't be enough. High Noon fighting too, and even with his tire fighting our Demo a kill block, I don't think it's gonna be enough for Rogue Knight. Herzl is on fire, fighting 3 in this team fight. 4-1 onto Gravity, and 50% now in the field for Bushido Banzai. Gravity. One thing I gotta say, Chuck, is the support comp on the side of Rogue Knights. The Lucio is being a huge, like a lack of Lucio, I should say, is being a huge detriment for this Rogue Knights roster. Brig is just not a great pick to run with your Brawl comp in 2021, and it's pretty interesting that Bees is sticking to the far depths of the match. And it's just like that Bees is down first again. Gravity finding a lot of kicks there, but Neo Golden King lighting up the kill feed. And Bushido look like they're gonna full hold. He's gonna be on the Lucio finally, but I think it's a bit too late. Window pop from Dre. It's gonna be a pile driver. Element is gonna go right into, and he is down. Beast over double kick, boom, and Mike turnaround for this Rogue Knights roster. However, the grab, it catch 3. Beat gonna be committed for kill box to finish the job. Gravity then cannot make it back in time, unfortunately, and a full hold gonna be on the second point for Bushido.
I found it really interesting that Rogue Knight stayed with the Junkrat the whole time. Like, you thought they were gonna do some kind of swap there.
And I have to agree, Chuck. It is very interesting. I feel like they were really confident in the tire, and they wanted to play around that tire there. But like I said, Chuck, it's so difficult to play that Junkrat into White House. The amount of open space there is to pick up off and also make it hard to spam down a specific choke effectively for that Junkrat pick. It's a challenge. It really is a challenge, and it was something they probably should have gone off of earlier. However, Chuck, one thing I gotta say is we're going to be on I should say Ruins, I should say now, and Sean the Ginger, he can play that far once again. Dive Cock coming out from the side of Rogue Knights. They're gonna have to dive on. It's gonna be difficult because there's no honor now, so the support line a bit more durable here for Batiste. But they're gonna have to find Herzl. However, Herzl does not care. He's gonna shrug that off from Sean, double deep onto the Farah, and just like that, Rogue Knights sent scampering back to the spawn doors.
Yo, if Overwatch had 3D, the way that Neo Golden King just flew at the screen for the camera right now, I would have been like out my seat.
It would have been like a 4D, like everyone like you ever rode like the SpongeBob 4D ride? Could have been like that, you know?
Oh yeah. Oh, I was
like
I was more the Terminator, right? That was my bag.
Oh, Terminator was dope though. I love, honestly, a great attraction there at Universal Studios Orlando. Unfortunately, closed out for Jason Bourne.
Oh, let's get back to the game. I don't want to cry anymore.
And getting right back into it, Neo's gonna introduce us with a pick on Sean. Sean the Ginger, not having the best round for on this map. Getting taken off first a lot alongside Bees. Pin from our Demo off the cliff. A bit of an interesting pin from Demo, but it will get your Gravity. And Neo Gorky taking full advantage of the space, finding 2 there. And 50% now on the board for Bushido Banzai. Rogue Knights. I will say, I like the Moira swap. It's definitely better than the Mercy Lucio, especially if you run Rush here. But locking the back is really hurting this Bushido bot. I mean, my bad. I don't like keeping the teams up today. This Rogue Knights roster, I should say, it's really hurting them. He's just done so much. Getting a very ambitious shatter will be taken care of by Sean, but it's not enough. Dre and Neo just lighting the kill feed on. And just like that, another team fight lost for Rogue Knights.
Rogue Knights is really hurting right now, but they do have we have Elder coming up with his shatter very soon. They're gonna really need to use that with the EMP to really make a. I don't know if they can touch even right now.
It's gonna be up to Beast or Last Brown Chuck to get the touch here. The fastest character, and it's looking like it might be Last Brown. Wait a minute! Wait a minute! The grab! It takes him a point and Last Brown stutters!
Wow!
Rogue Knights don't even touch! Because of the fantastic grab coming through, I gotta say there, from Bushido to stop to force C9.
Beautiful grab.
And Bushido Banzai, they will take map 1. Because a massive boom coming from Bees right here, 2K. Look at that one. Cheeky as always, that Bees says. Look at that, Perzo 35 limbs on the kill feed. That's
I mean,
nice.
I mean, yeah, the Neo had some, Bushido Banzai, he had some like fire plays, but Perz was really getting those good picks as well. Like, if you were watching him play as well, he was able to, really isolate large parts of Rogue Knight's DPS line.
Yeah, I most definitely. And not in the DPS line, Chuck. He also forced them to go off the dive. Like Rogue Knights, they're trying to run their comfort with the ball dive, but they couldn't. The McCree, the flashbang does so much against Wrecking Ball, and also does so much against like the Pharah. So it wasn't only the DPS, Chuck. It was also the tank point that Perzo was just contesting consistently with the flashbang there, the stun. And we saw that quite a bit. The fight began with Sean the Ginger being double dinked out of the sky, and then we saw Eldrick get stunned with the flashbang, and for Rogue Knights, I don't want to critique them or slam them hard because like I said many times in the past, their dive is their best, and they look fantastic usually when they run that dive. It's just that right there. They were being the hardest of counters, and being forced off of that to the rush is very unfortunate for this Rogue Knights roster. It's definitely going to be an uphill battle if this continues on for the next match, Chuck.
And then to make sure I have this correct, I did save the rules in my in my phone, but I believe is Rogue Knight's map pick next.
It is indeed, and Bushido should, if I'm correct, should be choosing the attack or defense. While Rogue Knights chooses map.
Oh, I didn't see that, Fat. I'm sorry.
Man, Chuck, how dare you not read, Chuck? Absolutely a tragedy, Chuck, that you did not read. I also gotta say, Chuck, that it's a broken record at this point, but Mercy Lucio it's not a great support comp, and I think with the meta favoring towards Rush, it's gonna be more difficult for Rogue Knights to run this, because originally they could get away with it in certain situations when they ran the dive. Because the dive was don't use the ball dive; it was more isolated. Because Rogue Knights they favored more ball diva than the ball sigma when ball was meta. But now with like the Ryan being meta and playing the meta being more the specific rush comp where you stay in a group and rush in like EU's favorite composition, it's gonna be hard for him to run this Mercy Lucio, and it showed. Once the Batiste came up with Bushido, they felt hold both maps. All right, swaps coming in. Gravity and Eldrick. I don't know, that's a very weird way to say Eldrick. Gravity and Eldrick gonna be on staying in basically. However, swaps gonna be on the DPS. Kengu coming in for Sean the Ginger, and that fat cat sack gonna be alongside Bees taking out Beryllian Steel. Swaps also coming in for Bushido here. Demo Hunko gonna be sticking in once again. So it's just like our Demo gonna be for the long run. Perzo gonna be staying in, but what I should be saying is Esdiff gonna be coming in here on Nubani support line, gonna be staying the same with Killbot and Dre. And I gotta say, Chuck, I really like what I see what Bushido is doing here. It seems like Bushido wants to play Dre because they recognize Dre is their best Batiste player. But Dre being so flexible, it's definitely a smart thing to do to keep Dre in with that Batiste because of how game changing that character is right now in this meta.
You moved away from the healer.
Look, I'm just waiting personally for Brig to come back. The Overwatch gods will come back and bestow upon her greatest of all, and then they'll be like, "Oh, I guess we forgot the code for Moira. I guess we just have to delete her, and we can't recover it."
Wait, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? I was
Okay.
reading chat. I must have heard something about code
Okay.
and removing.
Okay, so I went in there for like the developers to like mess up the code to Moira, like, "Oh, it's been lost forever. We can't restore her. Oh, I'm so sorry. We have to take her out the game to restore the integrity to the game. We don't want to mess up the data, and let's bring back to her old self, like a restoration of the Force."
That sounds absolutely terrible. But Chuck, I get you, Chuck. You were doing Goats meta, and Goats. I get you. Goats meta was fun to watch, but Brig was not fun to play against. I think everybody who played a Goats meta would agree with that.
I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I did climb to high plat as just playing Brig only for a while.
I mean, I don't want to be rude, Chuck, but that was kind of the Brig effect, All right, ready from the side of Bushido, Banzai. No ready yet from Rogue Knights, it seems. However, so we'll be waiting a little bit longer for the knights in the shining armor to give us the ready. No attack or defense have been chosen. Also, I forgot to mention that one too. Attack and defense have not been chosen yet from the side of Bushido. They do have to make that choice.
I didn't know that I thought they were doing that third. I do apologize for that stream. Please do not crucify me in the chats.
Don't worry, we already gotcha. Everybody who's a part of the stream team at Chuck and say, no, I don't think so. No caps. I mean, no space. I should say. No, I don't think so. With a waving finger emoji.
You know what this all reminds me of?
What does it remind you of, Chuck?
It reminds me of what I read today that in the video game called Homeland, that was if anyone remembers that game that came out a couple years ago, like 5 or 6 years ago, it was made by the same developers who were behind Time Splitters and whatnot.
I know that one.
They hid a whole 4K up-res version of Time Splitters 2 in the game of Homeland, a native 4K. Because how it worked is that they had like a couple levels of Time Splitters 2, like in an arcade that you could like visit in that game, but then they actually hid the whole game in there. You just can't save if you get into it. So the developer is like, "Hey, I actually forgot I did this. I forgot the codes to it." But once he told someone about that, like online, some like computer guy or whatever figured it out, and then they shared like what you have to do, and it's like basically like the GTA Konami code. Basically, it's just like left down, right up, and then you unlock like the whole game of and then all in 4K native.
Absolutely insane, Chuck. I didn't know that.
Absolutely insane.
Absolutely insane. We call that a poggy bonkers, aka I'm now gonna be crucified for using the word pog in Twitch chat. Which I mean, I can't blame him. That is quite a dead emote. But Chuck, I wanted you to pay. Okay, there you go. Nice. I was gonna say I do want you to pay attention. Quick question though. You did switch Bushido to defense, correct?
Yeah, they were on defense originally.
Okay, I was making sure. I didn't know. I was.
Yeah. I did it. I said the team's alphabetical tonight.
I see. I reckon. Okay, map 2. Going into New Bonnie, I'm shocked that Bushido are going to take Rogue Knights to New Bonnie. I always thought this was a map they really they really specialized in Chuck, and it's kind of interesting to see this Bushido roster want to take Rogue Knights to, like I said, a map that Rogue Knights specialize in succeeds in quite a bit.
I mean, it all comes down to this initial dive. I mean, they just love to play dive, so it looks like we're gonna run it back.
Attackers incoming.
I mean, we do have the double flyer, and then we're still running the Mercy Lucio. As you mentioned before, it puts them in a unique situation in terms of like how they're going to address this heavy, kind of a hybrid bunker comp we're seeing come from Bushido Banzai.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Chuck, this is like some something pretty classic. Double barrier with the Reaper. You know, it's been a hot minute since we've seen that.
But the Lucio?
That is a bit interesting. Yeah, Killbot can be saying to the Lucio here. Something we have not seen from double barriers since the inception of the comp back in 2019. It's gonna be quite interesting what they're gonna do here. As if on the Sombra are gonna be hacking Eldrick early. Eldrick gonna have to back up there, but it's gonna give 16% ult charge to Esda. Bertho trying to find blood, but it's gonna be difficult. Kengu is on him like a hawk, and Bertho's gonna have to use Fade early. Now in an awkward position, this Bushido Banzai roster is in double barrier. They're gonna have to be careful. That bees his hat and he can't get out. He's down. But last round, buddy, ends him. There's no EMP charge being built now. That's detrimental for the Bushido Banzai roster. Bushido just trying to bunker down now. They're gonna find gravity. That is a great pick, and that puts him in the lead of bodies now. They just have to save Perso, who's being dived by Kengu, and they do just that. Kirobot, there on the peel. Rogue Knight's not done just yet. They have Minefield ready to go. Eldrick just has to stay alive, but he's hacked. He's gonna take it down. Perso finds the Eldrick, and just like that, Rogue Knight's attack, it's in flames, Chuck. They're gonna have to get out fast.
In flames, and not like a lot of ult charge either.
That's very true, Chuck. I don't like I said, but I do want to point out quickly, is the ult charge of bees right now? 40% on the Lucio. It's not his fault here. He's just getting hard focused. Look at this. As you saw, Edstep keeps hacking bees and almost killing him. It's a constant trend going on right now. And like I said, it's just not really bees' fault, but he keeps getting focused here. However, the minefield from Eldrick is getting fat. Gonna find Dre. Eldrick finding the opening for the Rogue Knights now. It's not done just yet. The flux is massive, and it's gonna turn this fight back around. Hongo fighting the damage for Bushido, and when all hope seemed like it was in favor of Rogue Knight, the Boggle Flux turns it back around for Bushido Banzai. 2 minutes on the clock, and Rogue Knights, they're about it. They got some ults on the board though. They have the barrage, they have the duplicate, they have the bomb, and they're gonna get the beat now. They just gotta be careful because Esdip has that EMP ready, and if he catches anybody, especially bees, with that EMP, this is gonna be game changing for Rogue Knights in the worst way possible, especially with the window up for Dre. It's gonna be guys coming in, Artimo, alright, Eldrick, and it's gonna boop Mini into the air. However, the EMP gonna put last round to the ground. He can't fly, and he's down. Bomb comes out, it's gonna find Ardemo. Never mind, I'm wrong. Ardemo skirts away just in time. And ult's committed, and ult's not, and I should say, not a lot gained from that. Gravity beats might be kicking himself if the ult's pop there. However, last round and Tengu gonna still have their ults ready to go. And look at the side of Bushido. They only have the immortality field to protect against both those DPS ults right now. Hack onto Eldrick.
I might be true, but look at the ult coming up on Bushido Banzai like right now.
The pole Death Blossom is absolutely humongous coming from Bushido. The synergy of this roster is absolutely insane right now. 30 seconds, no, or 10 seconds on the clock. I don't think anybody can touch. No, Eldrick. Eldrick's the only one that can touch right now. But can he make it? Here he comes. Gravity tries to get touch Gravity. He will be the one to touch here, but he's gonna get teamed back in the process. Duplicate is on the Lucio. That's probably not what you're looking for with Duplicate if you are last round. Tengu gonna pop the barrage, but Dre's gonna think he gets him out of the sky. Soldier 76 in the support, doing wonders right off the Bushido Banzai roster. Beat's gonna be committed from the Killbot, and that's gonna keep the state going. And that's what's gonna solidify this full hold, Chuck. Bushido, they're gonna take it, full hold this map, and Rogue Knights, they got one hell of a challenge now on their defense.
Oh my goodness. What a round. And he didn't even get a tick.
0. Switching sides.
And I gotta say, Chuck,
Not even a tick.
Not even a tick, and I gotta say, Chuck, it really has to do with the comp that Bushido are running. This Bushido Banzai roster were ready for this match, and it shows. They played this somber on purpose. They were focusing Bees almost the entire time, probably on purpose also. They really did counter this Rogue Knights squad, and Rogue Knights, they continued to run the same comp over and over again, and it backfired hard for them, Chuck.
I think that's like a very political way of saying it, you know?
And now, if you're Rogue Knights, you gotta do something new, and I like what I'm seeing, Chuck. Eldrick, finally gonna be on his Winston, one of my favorite tanks that he plays. I absolutely love this man's Winston. Kengo gonna be on the tracer, so we're gonna be seeing, and finally, Chuck, we're gonna be seeing the Batiste come out of Beast here tonight. This might be what Rogue Knights are looking for to get the full hold. That character, Chuck, like I said, I keep saying that, I keep bringing it up, but that character, that Batiste, he's so important to any squad right now. Bushido gonna be running the rush comp, and once again, they're predicting a ball comp this season, because SDF gonna be sticking onto that Sombra and parts of with the McCree, so they're definitely expected to dive once again. However, it's gonna be interesting to them what this Bushido Falls like Russell would do against the Winston dive comp.
I'm really struggling about this defensive choices for Rogue Knights here. They're really going to have to be responsive to Bushido and stuff.
Agreed, and like Chuck is trying to say is, it is a bit some odd picks, but I will say, Chuck, it so far is paying off. Eldrick got hacked and he just instantly forced the teleportation incident with the cleave onto him. Now Winston is just so much more to the Sombra than the Wrecking Ball. And we're already seeing it right now as it's being hard chased by Eldrick. I mean, Eldrick 33% Ultrat's there. But Gravity, he gets blasted out of mech. Eldrick doesn't care whatever. He's gonna dive out his Diva, and he's getting melted quite instantly. A misplay coming from the main tank on the side of Rogue Knights there. Killbot is down, but with no Tengu and no res. This is looking terrified for Rogue Knights right now. Our Diva is low, however, he needs to be peeled for it, and it's not happening. However, it's just the nick of time, the pit on the beast, and it's huge, Chuck, it's humongous. Perzo with the Deadeye gonna find Eldrick, and that might be it, Chuck. I think this round is just done for the count. Perzo taking out Kengu. Bushido gonna get a clean swipe on map 2, and Bushido Banzai now up in the series 2-0.
Play of the game.
This gentleman, this guy.
This guy. What do you want to say about this guy, Chuck?
I don't know if you saw it too, but his pick, this was great. That's what I was gonna mention. That what just happened right there. I was like, yo, he killed the monkey with high dude, and the monkey was like staring at him straight in the face, and you could just hear like that sad song they play at like midnight when adopting animals and stuff, like in the eyes of an angel. You can just hear that playing at that time.
I mean, yeah, you know, I will say, to defend my boy Eldrick here, there's stuff you can't really control it sometimes. Sometimes you dive onto the McCree, you pop your bubble breaks, and you high noons. Yeah, you can't really control that as Winston sometimes. I'm here to defend Eldrick. Yeah, we respect the old guard.
We stand monkey here.
I mean, I do. He's a D, my favorite main tank. The Winston is.
Oh, I think you misspelled hog.
Oh, I see. The hog, the main tank hog. Look, Chuck, I understand you adore the main tank hog, but I gotta say, man, it's not my forte. I will say quickly, I love the Roadhog, right? But that meta was not my forte. Not, not the most fun meta in the world. The Roadhog and the Sigma and the Zarya and the Zenyatta, sometimes Ana, Mercy, and just a bunch of people whining in voice chat because September were not the best times for meta when it came to Overwatch. I will say. I mean, it was your Pizza Planet, and if you're Pizza Planet, you adore that meta.
Yeah. Wait, why am I being tagged?
I tagged you at you got tagged at match chat.
Oh.
So we already.
I'm so. Cat is treating me like such a boomer. They're like, all right, you're gonna forget already what's gonna go on, so I'm gonna tag you so you don't lose the roster.
It's just the Oasis old person people home, Chuck. This is how we do things here. You're like back in my day, we had Terminator 4D and Universal Studios, and we also had Dueling Dragons.
Ride? Oh my god, don't get
Back
me
to the-
started.
Back to the Future, the ride for his terror. Yeah, Dueling Dragons, and then that backhead's like, that's cool, Chuck. It's time to go to bed, Chuck. And they pick up your wheelchair and push you to your bedroom.
Well,
And
eventually when we're gonna get
You-
inundated with the Stay Puft Mini Man from the new Ghostbusters movie, when that takes over the world, then we'll have a great time.
the
with
what?
That. You never seen the
Bro.
trailer? There's a teaser trailer of this. You never seen Ghostbusters?
I've seen Ghostbusters. I mean, I love
You
Ghostbusters.
know the
I mean,
Stay Puft
said-
Marshmallow Man?
yeah, from
They,
the first
they
one.
have mini ones now. In the new teaser, they had like a little mini ones coming out of like marshmallow bags.
That's terrible. I hate it.
And they were like frying themselves, like making like s'mores out of themselves. It was like chaotic, like stuff. Like this, if you have 30 seconds where you're not doing anything, just go watch it.
that's such a specific thing to recommend. You can recommend so many things. You are actually the boomer of Oasis. You're like, if you just go on Facebook and watch your Stay Puft the Marshmallow Man video or teaser trailer for the new Ghostbusters film that everybody forgot about that was happening for a good reason. And everybody's like, "That's cool, Chuck." Everybody's like, "That's cool, Chuck. It's time for bedtime, Chuck."
I just love how they keep dropping. Like I saw like one thing the other day was like, oh, what's his name? Bill Murray was like, this movie's gonna be really good. It's like, there's no way you got Bill Murray to see that. He doesn't give a crap about this. He doesn't care. Why would he?
You got but
He's
with
got
the right
paid
check.
He's still getting paid from that movie, probably from Ghostbusters 2, whatever.
With the right check, anything is possible, Chuck. Alright, swaps coming in for Bushido, only gonna be one. Chaotic Phoenix taking the place of Esdiv here, and that's all we're gonna see on the side of Rogue Knights. Sean the Ginger are gonna be coming back in, and we're gonna see another swap on the support line. Colonel Star coming in now alongside Bees.
I mean, it is working for them, but it is very interesting that we've seen a swap on every DPS tonight on Bushido Banzai, except for Perzo. I mean, you're not gonna take off Perzo now; he's been popping, but like, it's just very interesting. It's like wondering why they don't just like. I mean, and then the thing is, each DPS they put in have been performing well too. So it's like, it's just interesting.
Yeah, I think it's a map-specific thing, Chuck. They obviously wanted to play Esdiv on one of Rogue Knights' best maps, which is that New Bonnie, because of the dive, and they wanted to counter the ball dive with the Sombra. And right now they're putting Chaotic Phoenix in for Volskaya, and it makes me wonder what the plan is for Chaotic here, and what they want to use him here on the DPS role.
I'm hoping they say defend, so I don't have to switch everyone. But
It seems we're gonna get them typer right now. So we're gonna wait a couple minutes for the answer of Bushido about attack or defense. But one thing I will say, Chuck. is I'm very curious how Road are going to counterattack being down 2-0 now. If you remember, Chuck, I got a lot of their comms have been fully countered by this Bushido roster. This roster that Bushido is running is fully prepared to take down this Road Knights roster. So I'm very curious what Road Knights are going to pop out now to counterattack and potentially take a map 3 to continue this series forward for them. Alright, we got readies from the side of Bushido and Road Knights, and defense has been chosen for Bushido. So now
a better joke would have been like, "Oh, map 4 is Horizon, right?"
But Paris is worse.
Yeah, Do you really think Paris is worse than Horizon?
Yes. I think Paris is literally the worst map in the game. I go to rant about how terrible that first choke is, and then how wide open and how terrible a decision to make that second choke or second point.
How much
so
different is
wide
the first choke to Paris than the Volskaya first choke? It's like slightly wider. That's all. The only difference is that there's only that one point to go through. While Volskaya kind of has that side room you can go into immediately. Paris has the same thing, but like the side room ends into nothing. It's just a room.
It's terrible, and you just walk out of that side room and get blasted. It's actually the worst map in the game. It's just a room.
It's like so crazy, and it's like why? Who wanted this? And like the back area to Paris, like on attack, is so randomly big, and it just makes no sense. Like you're never gonna use all these pathways.
No, you don't. And guess what, Chuck? Never seen anybody use those pathways. So yeah.
Anyone that pushes that far is gonna get picked. You're gonna get picked hard, and there's like gonna be no recovery. You're gonna leave all that backspace with like the rest of the points. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. By the way, Chuck, readies were given from both teams.
All right, we'll stop talking about Paris and start it up.
Map 3. Volskaya Industries.
Traveling to Volskaya.
The map that Chuck loves.
I always got kicked off
the cursed map. Yeah, the cursed map. We call this. There are many things that are cursed on Oasis, and somehow Volskaya is still cursed more than most of those other things.
Was this the map where everything crashed on too last time? Oh, I mean,
yes. It's where everything crashed on. It's when you always got kicked off also for that joke. And
oh man.
I think I sort of got more things happening also on this map. Oh yeah, we saw the cursed Bastion cops come out with KD versus Bushido, the cursed Bastion cops on both sides.
Oh no! I tried to forget about that. Look at the. We're finally getting a straight brawl, like confident. Oh, okay,
Killer's taking a swim. It seems like.
Oh, okay.
You know, taking a dive. He's gonna take you for a dive. Here on Volskaya map 3.
Very disadvantaged coming in here.
It should be fine. Toolbot should be able to make it back in time to use Lucio. Well, there's one thing I will see a disadvantage, I'm a bit worried about Chuck. Look at the support comp on the side of Road Knights. I know I keep beating that push by bringing support, but moving back is such an odd combination of supports here. You would expect the Lucio to get that fast engage, but here we are, not running it. On the side of Road Knights, and this might get to fight them if they're not careful. Ardemo gonna be pushing up now. There's no immortality. It had to be burned early. Then to keep up Eldrick. Gravity has a lot of charge from that aggressive engage from Ardemo, and he'll take full advantage of that. Kirobot to the Shadow Realm. It's looking like now Bushido might be taken out just now to see they are. Gravity taking full storm ahead, fighting 3 there in that team fight alongside last round. This is going to be an early team fight win, but the Shadows engage. That's committed for Ardemo, and he fights 2. He's gonna be taken out, however, and Kirobot now so vulnerable in his life. He has to find something, but he cannot. Last round, taking the bullets into the head of Kirobot. And a very risky play from Demo did not pay off. And now Grow Knight's gonna take the first point with ease. Double support ults are now up and ready to go. That's the one advantage I think with the comp they are running inside of Grow Knight Chuck. So you will get those ults fast. And now they have that coalescence end window ready to go. And with no shatter now in the field, that's one ult down that can stop this potential snowball from Rogue Knights.
And I do apologize, stream. I was choking on my drink, so I could not talk there. But early pick by Beezer on our Demo, and Killer goes down as well.
It seems like Demo is also choking there a bit, Chuck. A risky pin that got him no value, and Rogue Knights, they snap back hard with 5 minutes on the tie pick. Chuck, I gotta say, it looks like Bushido might have poked at the wrong bush. Because Rogue Knights, they're mad and they're striking back hard.
Hey, everyone watching your stream, cancel your dinner plans. Like, we got a match going.
Yeah, get the lunch. What I would say, Chuck, is get your lunch chairs. You know, it's 1-2 CB, baby. It never ends. And that was when you
did say Volskaya is cursed. You did say Volskaya is cursed.
It is, but this might be a good curse, Chuck. This might be a good. We might see some honest rush coming off both these sides. You know. And as you see, we have Shot the Ginger on the Bastion. So as you see, what I just said, it was the most. I basically just jinxed us, and we're not going to see honest rush now. We're going to see a Bastion comp once again. You know, stream if you want to slap me after this game, you can. Just DM me on SD Tempo and tell me why you dislike me, because I'm very interested in why, and I will ignore everything you say. So, all right. So, but it's a bit interesting, Chuck. Is they're going to be running this Bastion with a dive comp here? Eldrick going to be on the win.
Oh god, my stomach hurts.
It's a very odd comp, and it actually puts a lot of strain on Beast here. It's all up to Beast really to keep, and Harafish at 2, to keep up Sean. But it could be possible because we're going to see some kind of interesting comps coming out of the side of Bushido themselves. Chaotic going to be on the Soldier 76, something that's a bit odd. Soldier not doing a lot of value. Herto was going to be on the far with no mercy. Eldrick going to be taking control of middle box here, wanting to take this high ground away from Perso, not giving him sideways to play around, and it's looking like it's working. Sean mounts Perso to Oblivion. A rotation is forced to over from Sean. That's what happens when you don't have that bunker comp with the Bastion. You're forced to rotate like that. Dre on this Ana, and he has to have both his nades and sleep darts hit and not get eaten by gravity to get full value onto taking out this Bastion here. Sleep dart on the last round, that's a sleeping sim, but Demo was gonna pin and it's gonna bite him in the ass! Demo down for the count, and just like that, Rogue Knights counterattack effectively your gravity, fighting through. Eldrick had to drop down, he's anti, he's not gonna be taken out. And Bushido just gonna have to rotate full out here. They do not want to be taken out slowly, but it's before they don't get a full rotation. Chuck it! He might get staggered here!
That's a
Eldrick going
there. Major stagger.
Eldrick going full in, but the immortality for Killbot saved the trade, and now Drake has a nano. That Rogue Knights, that might be a bit unfortunate, especially with Sean down the whole. I don't think he was expecting the road off of Hungo, because I sure wasn't. Now Rogue Knights are gonna have to initiate here with the window, but it might be a bit difficult. Chaotic is gonna pop the attack by 0, but it gets no value. He's gonna be taken back into the spawn room. Bees on him like a fly on a hoop. And Perzo fighting 2 there. That might be enough to bring this back for Bushido. Sean is back on the legs, however, and he takes down Dre. No nano on the field now. And that is a massive, oh god, but Devo does not care! And just like that, That right heart side of Bushido Banzai brings it back. Urabi tries to get a bomb, but it does not find what it wants. It's blocked by Demo, unfortunately. And Rogue Knights.
I would say one thing tonight, though, especially like our Demo has been playing his face off.
It's been a back and forth game for Demo, I gotta say, Chuck. He has some great moments, but there are moments where he has done some very risky pins, especially here on map 3. Demo's gonna have to be a lot more careful if he wants to get the value out of this. Something that's been interesting I want to point out quickly, Chuck. You're having going on to the Arisa. How do you feel about that?
I'm not a big fan, especially with the monkey, but they might be able to pull it off with the pulls.
That's true, Chuck. The pull is massive, and maybe if you see a good combo of it, full value will be gained. But the window I knew, that's the value that Bushido won. Not Rogue Knights.
Oh.
And Rogue Knights, they're gonna lose a tick now.
So they're coming back to contest.
Here he comes, it's Charlie Jr., but he gets melted instantly. Hunko finds the direct on that Roadhog. Hunko doing so much work on this unconventional Roadhog pick. Finally at the second, on the last round. The stall coming in from Eldrin, but unfortunately, he uses Primal last team fight. He will not have the stall. Curl gonna get left behind. Drake will find them. Attack boys are coming out from the last Charlie Jr., but just like Keon faces, it will not find much. Shadow comes through and finds both DPS! And the last bastion for Urabi with a stall, and that will be it. 2 minutes on the clock for Rogue Knights. But if you Bushido, I should say, I am basically see what's up today with play show. I'm so sorry for that. But if you are Rogue Knights, that is nothing. That's nothing about. That was a very solid hold on that first point. And look at your time fake if you're Rogue Knights. 4 minutes. 4 minutes. That is real good for Volskaya. Bushido, they want to get a fast attack here and hopefully take the point or point 1 and potentially point 3, but with 2 minutes on the clock, especially on Volskaya, and especially how slow their attack was originally, it looked quite unlikely for this Bushido roster to do a fast attack. On the side of Rogue Knights, they're going to stick to what worked, the dive comp. However, Sean and last round going to be on the Ash Reaper. A swap up that I think will favor them in the long run here.
And everyone else is agreeing with me that Hungo is popping in chat, by the way, SD. So
everybody's green of you.
Yeah. So.
I mean, I was not saying he wasn't. What I was saying was he had some moments that led to some unfortunate team fight losses on the defense there. That's what I was more getting at. But like I said, if you want to crucify me, you can email me at pogudude at gmail.com. You can email me at there. I was to criticism. Smile. Rogue Knights coming in early with this dive here. Eldrick wanting to get up early clean, but that sleep dart's not. It's gonna prevent that. Drake actually sniped that one there, but the fire is smashed to the ground, and Eldrick will take full advantage of that. Yummy in his tummy, he's taking down Kurtzo, and even though he gets taken out by Demo, this team fight's already won for Rogue Knights.
Yeah, if you're the tanks here, you just die.
That's exactly what's gonna happen there.
Yeah.
The tank's pushing in, and B's going out. Don't mind if I do. Let me take that double kill there on both tanks there, on this Batiste. We're seeing a massive swap up. Hunko going onto the Hog once again. This is a pick that worked originally because of the Bastion, but Chuck, I gotta say, a bit risky to go when there was no Bastion out on the field. The hook. Especially if you miss hook on Sean the Ginger and he burned your cooldowns, you might get picked early if you're Hungo here.
Well, especially is like, cause what is the Hog there for? The monkey?
I'm guessing the dive, Chuck. I'm assuming it's the plan is the Hog, but I honestly think Sigma does just fine when he gets the dive comp. Demo gonna be taken out. Unfortunately, Immortality was not there in time from Killerbot, and with the bomb, this might be it. So so much fire coming in of the window alongside it, and Eldrick gonna punch Chaotic in the gut. 10 seconds to the clock. I don't think Bro Knights can touch Bushido. I did it once again. I don't think Bushido can touch your Chuck. Perso does get the touch, but it costs his life. And just like that, a full hold coming in from Bro Knights here on the 2CP. Absolutely stellar dive play coming in from this Rogue Knights roster here. Uravity there, putting the voice line in that he is number one. Indeed, Uravity, you are quite the number one for finding that 2K there. And now if you're Bushido, you got a challenge up ahead of you going against a 4-minute defense.
I feel like I'm gonna get crucified for being so against defensive dive.
Yeah, I mean, I get why, Chuck. You know, what do I call you? You Zarya Wintrix. You know, you holy Chucksters.
Yeah, that Holy Chuckster is known for his Zarya. That's very true.
100%.
It's not like I get an average of 10% charge every time I play Zarya.
Well, Chuck, I forgot. In Ohio, the law states that if you get 10% charge, you have to times it by 90 or 9, I should say.
Attackers incoming.
I have a question. Do you guys get taxed on food in Texas?
What do you mean? Like,
is there a food tax?
Like buying food?
If you're at a restaurant, do you get taxed on food?
Yes.
We don't have taxes on food in Ohio.
Wow, you guys are broken. Absolutely broken.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Alright.
Attackers incoming.
Bushido.
I am nation. I'm only play Diva. You're right. That's
being called out hard right there. I was trying to help you there, Chuck, with your Zarya, but hey, do me that way sometimes. Alright, Bashikov coming outside of Bushido, but Rogue Knights, they're gonna want to play this rush chop now, and that might be the best play here. Just rush the point and force the rotation out from Bushido Banzai. And it's working. Nobody touching till now. Demo gonna get the touches in time, but it's kills going back and forth. Someone has touched up, but it's about to be capped for Rogue Knights, and just like that, Kiana gets there just in time. Finding a 3K longest way headshot on the Curl Star there.
Oh my goodness.
And Bushido, living on the edge there, gonna be able to hold a minute now. 3 minutes on the clock now.
Do you feel like they should have ran back like the Sim, Bastion strat?
Yes, I feel like the Sim Bastion is a very good combat. We probably should have saw if it's inside Bushido being ran. However, I think Chaotic favors the McCree, and the playing around what's cup for now.
Oh no.
Gravity gonna be on this even now, and that's definitely the smart pick. The high guard protection is something that is so crucial for the Dia pick on that off tank role. So it makes complete sense why he wants to go on that. However, if you're a Bushido, you gotta be scared right now. Shaw the Ginger, one dragon can end this team fight instantly, especially if Dre has the burn immortality early. Rogue Knight's not gonna touch point, they're gonna be rotating the high ground here. Eldrick, maybe looking for a cheeky pick here onto Demo. He isolates the Larissa by himself, finds the pin onto Perso. Perso down for the count. High noon from the high ground, however, it finds Beast, but the kills are going to the favor of Rogue Knights for now. Gravity gonna be taken out, Chaotic, and Rogue Knights, they'll take map 3. I gotta say, Chuck, the curse of Bushido Banzai and not being good on 2CP continues on, and Rogue Knights, they took full advantage of that, as we're gonna see here with Eldrick, a massive play coming out here with the Shatter. Oh, never mind, no Shatter. Oh, there it is. It doesn't Shatter. Oh, no, Shatter.
Now, what do you think we're gonna see coming from? What map do you think they're gonna pick for Escort?
That's gonna be quite interesting, Chuck. There's a lot of things to throw your darts at what they're gonna pick. However, and maybe this sounds crazy, but I will not be surprised if we see maybe a what's that? Why am I blanking on the name of this map? Dorado. Because, Dorado has a lot of favoritisms when it comes to the hero pool of Bushido, and I would not be surprised if they go to Dorado and put Neo in. That would be a perfect map for the flex DPS on the side of Bushido. So I would not be surprised if we see that come out them. However, the one problem is that Rogue Knights they could continue to run this dive if we could see Bushido go to that Dorado. So that is kind of the Achilles heel for Bushido if they go to Dorado here. We won't see that at all. We're gonna see Naoto. Another map they actually do great at, I will say. We have seen Bushido do well in the past, especially against, for example, like Taters on this map. However, Rogue Knights, that is Legion Tower, Chuck. I'm sorry to tell you.
I'm fixing it. Don't worry.
I know. I didn't expect this to get into queue that good.
I mean, I still wouldn't be surprised if we see Neo on this map.
Too long.
True. This is a map that you
Especially on the first attack, the first point. That's a really favorable Doomfist.
a lot of close cars. But Chuck, there's one thing that this favors for Rogue Knights: Pharah. And I think Bushido has to be careful with this map pick because this is Rogue Knights. The Rogue Knights, they're like, this is their go button. They're like, they can play the Pharah now, and they have the sidelines for Charlotte who's going to play around. This is definitely a great map for Rogue Knights when it comes. However, for the tank comp, they're going to be we should be expecting. They're going to have to play a Rush Kira. Dive is not great here on Rialto, so Rush comp gonna have to come out full force for Rogue Knights, and that's the one fatal flaw for the Rogue Knights roster here on Rialto. And maybe that's what Bushido want to take advantage of. Maybe they want to force Rogue Knights onto that brawl, that rush. They want to force them onto it because Bushido is more confident in their rush than they are. But like I said, it goes back and forth, and now on Rialto, that far is a viable answer for Rogue Knights. So defense is going to be chosen for the side of Rogue Knights. They're going to want to choose defend.
But if you're Rogue Knights coming into this is for all the gravy though. They gotta win this map.
Yeah, because Chuck, if they go down for the series through 3-1, if they lose this, and they have to continue this potential reverse sweep. They gotta keep those brooms sweeping.
I mean, either way, if you're Rogue Knights, you gotta. This is a do or die map. Wait, no, it's best of. What are you talking about? It's best of 3.
First of 3. Yeah. It is do or die. It is.
If Rogue Knights doesn't win this map, then Bushido Banzai wins.
That's what I'm saying, Chuck.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought we were on the wrong page.
We're on the wrong page. I was saying that, yeah, because I was saying they have to win it to continue the reverse league, because if they don't, it's done for them. That's all I was saying, Chuck.
Well, I don't know if it's continuing. They just don't have a choice. They have to win.
That's what I was going to say.
Oh man.
Swamp's coming in for Bushido here. Demo Hungo continue to be the DPS line. However, Esdiff will be the only swap coming in for Chaotic Phoenix.
And it's Kenku's on Rogue Knights, right?
One more time? Kenku?
Kenku's on Rogue Knights, right? Yeah.
Kenku is on Rogue Knights.
Cool. I of course do that. I mean, I was just a joke.
Alright, starting roster, staying the same for Rogue Knights right now. They are comfortable with what they have going to here.
This is exactly the DPS I thought they were going to put in for Bushido too. Other than, I thought they were going to put in Neo, but I mean, like you were mentioning before, I guess I didn't take into account the Pharah on Rogue Knights, but you're going to have to run the Aztef Pretzel back and back. I mean, that's a good chance for that.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, so you're expecting a Pharah duel then to come out for Pertzo and Sean here. Are you expecting that?
No, I'm just expecting a double hit scan.
Oh, double hit, straight up. Okay. I thought you were saying like you were expecting like as diff on the hit scan, Pertzo on the Pharah.
I mean, because Rogue Knights is gonna come out with the projectiles. Like there's no reason for them not to do it on this map, especially map .1. and they know they have to like keep that momentum up that they've been building up since that last map. So in order to hold it back on the defense, you gotta hold them hard. I mean, you have plenty of spaces to like still pull off their like dive comps on with the tight spaces, but uh, I mean, it will just take Bushido. Banzai does have the advantage of that short spawn, so.
Yeah, and that most definitely. Did we get readies? No, we did not. No readies yet on either side, so we're gonna be waiting a little bit longer for that.
And so, what'd you have for dinner tonight?
Nothing. I haven't ate dinner.
What?
I just haven't been hungry.
Oh my goodness.
I ate a late lunch, man. You know, I was playing some Yakuza Like a Dragon, and I had a late lunch because of it. Again, it's such a good game. I just got really addicted to that game. You know, played for like 5 hours, and then I was like, oh shit, and I realized that it was game time, and I just hopped on basically. So yeah, I basically no food, no dinner.
What's that was too busy fighting dragons and stuff, I would imagine as well.
One more time, excuse me.
What's that was too busy fighting dragons and stuff, you know.
Oh yeah, she's on her 6th playthrough of Dragon Age Inquisitive. Like, I can't believe it. She has played 3 playthroughs. I think more than 80 hours on 3 playthroughs in like under 2 months. I can't believe it.
I mean, that's like when she first started telling, like when I first like learned that she was like playing that game, like I thought like, oh, you know, it's a very enjoyable game, like to probably play through, because I first heard it through like, you know, through the grapevine from like Zooms or whatever, and then oh my goodness, like I didn't realize that Nat would get so into that game.
She's very big into role-playing games that you can like customize your own character. Basically every BioWare game. Very big into that genre. And she's also like, she was talking about to me, she was interested in getting into Baldur's Gate. She was interested in getting into, which is.
Oh, don't introduce her to Divinity Ascend 2. She will lose her mind.
I think she would. You're so right, she would. or Diablo 4 when that comes out.
Well, that game isn't like. I mean, those games are different though. They're not like these games. Like.
Yeah, true. I was saying that like.
Or like, but you gotta think that the new Baldur's Gate. Oh, the new Baldur's Gate 2 is coming out soon. Right? 3. I'm sorry, 3. Yeah.
Yes.
That one's gonna be nuts.
We got readies on both sides, by the way. I will quickly throw that out there.
All right, let's go. Let's start this up and let's get Tempo some food.
Nah, I don't eat food. I never sleep. I never eat.
So that melted ice cream was for you then.
It was a shake. She put it in the fridge, the ice cream in the fridge, just for me, and nobody knows what we're talking about, Chuck, because this is an inside joke and Diving Phoenix. You hate to see it, but map 4 gonna be Rialto coming into this playoff run so far. Rogue Knights looking to win this map, continue their potential reverse sweep. And Bushido, they want to end it here. They want to end it now. They are hungry to continue on and go get the TFC roster. So, let's see which team to pull it off here on map 4.
Initiating match.
It's a beautiful day, you know. Chuck, have you ever been to Europe, Chuck?
I have not. The closest I've got to Europe was Toronto.
Well, unfortunately, I don't think that's that close. Hey.
Well, hey,
good one.
Well, my girlfriend and I thought about taking a train to Quebec, but then we realized that it's like a 7-hour train ride from Toronto. So we were just like, no, thank you. My girlfriend gets like intense like motion sickness, so.
Oh, so you can't even ride trains in the first place.
Well, she's not sure about trains though. But I mean, trains might be fine unless it's like a fast train. But I don't think there's any really fast trains in America. Like in the Americas, really. That's all Europe, right?
Yeah, it's all in Europe. Yeah, they're trained. They're trained straight. They're different. They're built differently. That's all I gotta say. Quick comment before we get back to the game. One of the trains broke my 3DS. The train that goes underwater, that goes from Britain to France. My 3DS broke on that train. So, fun story. Okay, so Bushido, gonna be running a bit interesting here. They're gonna be running the Roadhog once again as for the somber pick. So it seems like that this is what they want to run as on. is his Sombra, when he gets something on every map. However, look at them running on the side of Rogue Knights. They're ready for the Sombra. They have last round on that Torbjorn. Turrets pumping damage. Hongo gone for the count. And Bushido instantly have to go back up. They're down their main tank.
Why do you think we keep seeing this hog grind comp though?
I don't know, Chuck. I really gotta say, I think it is a favoritism type of thing, Chuck. They really like Roadhog. But I will say one big difference is that we're gonna see Demo gonna be on the off tank now instead of the main tank. And I just don't know. I think that's we gotta swap back around here. Hongo's off tank is doing some work, and it's exactly what they're doing. Hongo going onto the Zarya, Demo going for the Reinhardt. And now here we go with 2 minutes now burn off the clock. Bushido, or a minute actually burn off the clock. Bushido now coming in with a complete swap of the tanks. And this is gonna be detrimental because Eldrick already has his tank ready to go. And look at this for the ultimate side of Bushido. They're so behind, Chuck. How it could be popped, but the Saber Time Beast there to make that negated. Shatter comes for Eldrick, but it will be blocked by Ardemo there actually. And Eldrick getting a bit ahead of himself there. He's gonna be melted quite instantly from Estim, who's now on the Torbjorn of his own, actually.
I just about to say that. That's pretty nuts that we have two Torbs fighting each other now.
It's the battle of the Torbs, duel of the fates, one may call it, Chuck.
Oh no, we don't have the time for that. Don't do it, Tempo.
John Williams getting ready for the DMC button, and there it comes, but it's blocked. Sean the Ginger gets his high noon. Blocked completely by the Immortality. Grab,
oh my goodness.
Comboed, and it's absolutely massive. The Caprice Sun from Estim gonna disintegrate the competition, and Bushido will take point one.
So Caprice Sun is the appropriate way of calling that? I never heard that one.
I got it from a certain hog player on Disappointed. Borrowing the royalties for that one, you know, borrowing stocks.
Wonder who you could be talking about. I wonder who on Pizza Planet plays Hog. I wonder.
I don't know, but he's quite a big fan of Metal Gear. That's all I know. All right, coming into now, Eldrick gonna initiate early, but he doesn't have the bubble. He gets melted instantly, and that's a free shatter for Demo. Just like that, cleanup is inevitable. Last round will find Edstiff, but it's not enough. Rogue Knights back to the spawn instantly once again. Oh, it's a bit of interesting stuff with your mic. Alright, Team Eldrick 80% on that shadow, almost ready to go. They're gonna initiate with the Coalescence. Smart play coming out from the side of Rogue Knights. A lot of healing damage should not be doubted, but
big
the tire
tire
is massive, and it takes out the window.
Nice counter charge by Ardemo too.
Indeed, it was Chunk, and Eldrick is gone. And Bushido, after this tank swap, have been on fire, storming straight through. And I gotta say, Chuck, if you are Rogue Knight, I think you want to see some swaps coming through. Maybe we might see, hopefully, maybe a Lucio, maybe a Mercy even for last round. But Kuril, they want to stick to that Moira, it seems like. Chuck, I'm not sure you know, but your mic is making some noises right now. Sounded like a Blade Runner film.
Wait, which Blade Runner?
The two that were made. Not kind of spin-off, smile. As if you're gonna find first blood here. Last round getting headshotted. Flash Shatter is massive over. This could be the turnaround for this roster of Shatter Bone Knights. But the Shatter is just brought for Demo. Eldrick and Bees. God! Shaw the Dude's tire gonna be taken down. I knew gonna find Dre, but I don't know if it's gonna be enough here. The Fade not gonna be enough against the Tyrant from Esdiv. And 3 minutes and 16 seconds on the clock, gonna be taken here on checkpoint 3 for Bushido Banzai, and that is not a time to stop at, Chuck.
What a night we're having so far. We see the Torb come out, the double Torb come out, and the Caprice Sun, as nicely put by you, it really was the difference there. I mean, Like it's kind of nuts, like how much damage you can put out with a Torb comp of kind of sitting around on a push like that. You just don't see it often like pulled off that well, you know?
Yeah, you don't. I mean, it really shows the comfortability on these picks coming from Bushido and Road Knights when it comes to those Torb comps, right? And that's why they're able to pull off so well, especially with Estif there on that Torb. If you don't know, Chuck, Torb is a pick that he clicks a lot actually here in the Tier 2 scene. Estif really likes his Torb going next to his McCree Ash. So, it showed full advantage there of how comfortable and how well this team can play around that Torb pick from Estif. Alright, we're seeing some swaps coming in here. It seems like they do not want to play the Lucio on the side of Road Knight, so Kuro could be going to the Mercy. A pick that it is definitely a lot better than the Moira. Especially here to build up some ult charge for Sean in the last round. You know, the 30% power boost is no joke on that Mercy. Kurobot.
Wait. Oh, okay. Everyone said I was barking earlier?
What's up?
They said I was barking earlier on my mic?
Not barking, but making weird noises, like weird static noises.
Oh. Oh, I am a replicant, so.
Oh, there it is. That's right, guys. Chuck is Decker. Never knew, but Chuck is Decker. But speaking of great moments, great moments in Blade Runner, Sean the Ginger, he's finding a 3K there, opening that up completely for Road Knight to take this first point. And because of Bushido holding back so far in that team fight, they're gonna get the skin of their teeth in here. Demo coming in with the pin, but he's gonna take so much damage because of that. Dre, you have to pump him up for heals to keep him up. Window is built up for Bees. He's gonna have the advantage. He's gonna be in the window war. As gonna fight last round on that turret. And ult just being popped on both sides, but Demo Shatter is the bigger one of the two. And Bushido will win their first team fight here on defense on the skin of their teeth. Road Knight's got the walk back to spawn here. They did have to pop some ult, but they have some combo up in the bank here. They have the Valk. They're gonna have the Bob, and Duravity's gonna have that grab. It's a solid 3 ults that you can win with here if you are Road Knights.
It's a solid 3 ult, and this is not like the worst place to defend that point at, and to be honest.
True, most definitely. I mean, it's also, if you win one team fight, you can take that point basically instantly for Road Knights. Like, here they go, ult's coming in, gonna initiate with the Valk Bob. Bob going a bit further back than you would expect, but it does make the opening that's wanted. Perzo gone for the count. And now you just gotta find more blood, but Bushido wanted a gauge. They're gonna pop the beat, but as soon as the team was ready, the beat is popping Kurobot, but nothing is gained out of it. It seemed like nobody and Bushido were on the same foot there with that aggressive beat engage. And Kurobot, his beat gonna be going into the void of forgottenness. And Road Knights will tank for a checkpoint here. Ults up. Ross Brown about to get another Bob. Actually pretty insane coming from the Ash, who popped his Bob from the beginning of the last team fight. Shatter almost running alongside Bees' window here. They're gonna, if you are Bushido, you gotta be careful. You do have the grab, you gotta bait out the immortality from Bees before you pop it to get the full value out of it. Grab is popped with the immortality. It's through out, and the advantage that they want cannot be gained. Demo does get a fat shadow takedown for including last round. But Sean, he's gonna fight 2 for the window. Storm Arrow just doing wonders. And it's only the DPS now. Perzo, Estif, and they won't be enough. Sean the Ginger just continuing to storm forward, but the dwarf is mightier than the archer. Estif fights Sean with the dink. And it's gonna get a bit messy here. Bob now gonna be committed, and here we go. Road Knights won the storm forward. The space being made, but they gotta be careful. There's a window of multi-core coming through. Bushido playing it smart. They want to wait a further back and maybe put a beat as fast as they can here. Eldrick so low on this left side, and they're pushing in. Demo, but he's by himself. Where's his team? Immortality has to be committed to keep him up. But there we go. Killbot will find the boot, and Eldrick going into the drip. Clean up, going into the favor of Bushido and Robo Knights. They're going to be going back into spawn some ults on the field. And these ults, Chuck, these are some good ones. Grab Dragon, ready to go from the side of Rogue Knights.
If you're Rogue Knights right here, Triangle is going to be your best friend.
That is a wise word coming out from you, and you're so correct. There we go. Grab Dragon in the immortality though, Chuck. It's still up. Committed to the beats. It keeps up the people in the grab. However, so it's down. There's gonna be no tire potential coming out of the side of Bushido bottom side now. Grab now committed. But the immortality is able to keep the body up alive. The shatter is huge. Demo blocks the Eldritch shatter and gets a 5K one of his own. Hugo gonna fall off his Maytag buddy. The clutch play there coming from Bushido is real, Chuck.
Oh my goodness. I wish I was like I wish I was a Spanish like caster on a soccer game right now. That would be like saying goal.
Yeah, you watch football, Chuck? You watch football?
I used to watch a little bit when I was younger. In the 1950s.
The 1950s. Oh, I thought it was the 40s, man. There's some Chuck lore learning right now.
Yeah, I can't remember my own age.
Alright. Bit of a messy team fight coming in here, but it's looking like it's going to be in favor of Bushido. Uravity and Uravity are Demo and Eldrick. They're going to take a swim. Bit of a reset there coming from Uravity, it seems like. And we're at the 30-second mark, Chuck. Bob, the only ult that's on the field right now for Rogue Knights, compared to the 5 ults almost here for Bushido. However, Rogue Knights gonna pull this off, Chuck. Shatter committed, but it's blocked. However, Eldrick with the shield up. Sean now on his trusty Farah. A pick I thought we were expecting to see earlier in the series. He's gonna fight two. Dre down. That window not gonna get the value in one. Kill fucking pop beat. There's no belief in this team fight. I don't know how I feel about that, Chuck. Especially with the shadow of Eldrick to finish this one off. Killbot probably kicked himself after that. Beat not needed there at all from the side of Bushido.
I'm really glad I didn't say my comment. I was gonna say I don't know if they're gonna get the point in time. They did.
They will get the touch and the tire. No value gained. The immortality is up. Demo, no to smithereens. Immortality not there to save the buddy in time. And Rogue Knights overtime.
Banzai still has though. I mean,
that's true. That's true. 2 minutes, Chuck. But I will say, if Rogue Knights can continue to snowball this, Chuck, they can salvage a pretty okay time, maybe around 30 to 40 seconds, if they can successfully continue to snowball this. Gravity has the grab ready, and there's no beat, Chuck. That was burned early from Killbot, and that's terrible from the side of Bushido. However, they're gonna play aggro. They're committing every stage. Grab, immortality, all coming in. That shatter, why the hell not? And Bushido, they're gonna win this team fight defensively, but 40 seconds of the clock. What do you have to commit? What do you have, Chuck, to commit to counter this barrage grab? You only have that immortality field with Dre.
Yeah, it is kind of unfortunate how Bushido Banzai for not having any ults really, but I mean you do have stuff coming up really soon with Risa.
Yeah, that's true. The Volta core almost ready to go, but he's gonna have to fight some straight kicks with it. There it is, Chuck. Window gonna be popped there, the grab. Immortality will be enough to take out Sean, but not enough from Eldrick. The hammer is mightier than the barrage. Overtime now, it's looking like this will be it for Rogue Knights. They're gonna go, we're taking it in. And oh, this checkpoint 3 in overtime. The touch comes in from Hongo Weber. He's gonna be able to stall. Pin gets Kuro out of nowhere. Demo fights Kuro Star, and just like that, Bushido, it's the go button. It's time to shine at the Bushido Banzai. Multi-core pop being alongside it, and Bushido with a lucky pin from Noah Redeemo gonna win and take the series. Bushido Banzai, take it, 3-1.
Play of the game.
Rogue Knights almost took it back, almost brought the potential for reserve sweep back in their favor, but Lady Luck was not on their side here tonight, and they will be leaving our playoffs here in 5th place.
Rogue Knight, crazy, my guy, crazy.
It is pretty crazy to think about. They were the 3rd seed after all, and they got knocked out here by our 6th seed, Bushido.
But to be I think we've had the pleasure of casting quite a few Bushido Banzai games together in the last couple weeks, the last month or so. And I think you mentioned it before. You saw a lot of good improvement, like coming from Bushido Banzai, and a lot of good pickups and synergy, like coming together. So I can't say that I'm not saying that they didn't play good tonight. I'm saying like I'm not as surprised as if I hadn't been casting some of those games.
Yeah, I mean, I think, Chuck, I just want to add on to what you said about the improvement factor. I think what makes Bushido one of the most improved teams is not the pickups is a huge part of it. I'm not going to underplay that. But it's identification, Chuck. The way that Bushido has been able to identify what's the meta, what they want to run, and what to practice, and what to counter the enemy team with has been excellent from this roster. Like I said, Dre's stuck on the support with Killbot the entire time. Why is that the case? Because Dre probably had the best Batiste on this Bushido Banzai roster, and they knew Batiste was needed. He is such an important concept through any brawl comp, and Killbot, he's a Lucio player. He's Bushido's Lucio player, and that's why you saw the same support line come out from Bushido Banzai here tonight. Rogue Knights, they had a good run back, and they had a good spring back there on map 3. But unfortunately, they were not able to pull it back here.
Do MVPs work the same?
Yes.
Okay.
GG's getting given of all sides, and now we gotta be waiting for the MVP noms coming in from Bushido and Rogue Knights.
I know this is a little off topic, but I mean, when am I never off topic? But when am I on topic? I guess is the right way to say it. But I'm hungry, man. I really would love to eat some food after this podcast.
You want some like what are you gonna DoorDash, Chuck? What are you gonna make? What are you gonna cook with DoorDash?
Yo, they will not deliver to our neighborhood. Like my girlfriend and I keep trying to order. Like everything is always pickup now. They I think because there was a couple of incidents that happened to some dashers around here, so like people will not deliver anymore. Pretty much, you have to like pretty much go pick it up. Apparently, where we live is an area of ill repute, I suppose.
I see. You are ground pounding and dominating the neutral of the dashers, Chuck. Why are you doing this, Chuck? So
yes. You're right. I'm the one carjacking the I'm sorry. You're right.
You're what are you? What are you, Mark? Like what are you? Nico. I don't know why I forgot his name. I promise you. I played GTA 4. I promise you. I played GTA 4. I promise you. Don't crucify me, chat. But yeah,
Nico Belichick.
Yeah, Nico Belichick. I was gonna say, what are you, Nico? Like hijacking cars.
Look, no, that was my game back on 360. That was my game. Halo 3 was my game. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, the
Mass
first
Effect?
Borderlands. First Borderlands is my game.
Mass Effect? Pause champ?
I was more into Mass Effect 2. Mass Effect 1 was like way too RPG for my taste back then. Now I like now I really do like Mass Effect 1. I mean, the Mako is still like a piece of crap, but I mean, I did like the concept of like you flying the planets, and it's like kind of like a lot of times you go there's like nothing there, and that's like kind of cool to me. But like, and the Mass Effect 2, there are more instances like, oh, you go to this level, there's a bunch of stuff there, but it's like a level, you know? Essentially just like levels you go to.
Mass Effect 1, it felt like more like exploration and stuff, which I enjoyed. And then Mass Effect 3 tried to do a little bit of a combination of that, but then they're mostly trying to like finish up the story. Spoilers for the how the feelings go through when you get to the story. Mass Effect 2 does like the best in terms of like has a really good story. The DLC is like probably the best DLC like at 2010s, like honestly, in terms of story wise. And like the characters were just like really good. So
Thank you, Chuck. That was a very nice TED talk for you about Mass Effect. But unfortunately, we'll have to interrupt you because we got our MVP noms on both sides.
oh, who do we get from Rogue Knights?
Rogue Knights, they gave for Dre and Esdith. And the side of Bushido, they gave to Bees and Brown.
How are they? Oh, okay. When we get to DPS, I got something to say. Go on, please go on though.
All right. All right. So let's start before we get to DPS. How about we save DPS for last? Because before we.
Oh, we're gonna have a conversation about DPS. Well, I mean, tank might take us the longest, to be honest.
That's true. There was some great tank play from both sides, and it's Eldrick, Gravity, Demo, and Hungo. They're all capable nominations for the tank MVP here tonight. But Chuck, I want to hear from you. Who is your boy that you want to give the MVP to?
For tank?
Yes, for tank.
It's gotta be my boy Ardemo, my dude.
Yeah, I mean, Demo has some crazy shatters here tonight.
Ardemo came tonight. He was like, I'm not eating dinner either. I'm going to come in and I'm going to dominate in the neutral and the back line. And it didn't even matter if it put his team in weird positions. And you know what? It worked. It was exactly what you needed against Rogue Knights tonight. Like Rogue Knights excels on in your face, pushing like the envelope, hardly playing passive. That's how they play. And Bushido definitely did their homework. They ate their Wheaties, and they were ready for it tonight. Like they were ready for the dive. Hey yo, you can say raisin bread, whatever you want, my guy. It's just like they were ready for tonight. And chief among that, what I look for when I'm looking at look at teams and overall for MVPs, I look at what's the difference maker. And when you swap Ardemo back to Ryan tonight, even though like you mentioned before, there were some questionable like charges, but like most of the time, like it was a difference maker. Those shatters, beautiful. That setup towards the end of last point, where Hungo was able to get 3 to 4 because of that shatter on the point going into third point. Awesome. And even though that Rogue Knights was able to take that point, I mean their time bank was completely depleted. It's massive, and that's just one map. I mean, look at those nets tonight. And Eldrick, who we've seen time and time again, great tank, but like I think Ardemo outplayed him tonight.
On that Reinhardt role, especially Chuck, I would have to agree. Demo was on fire, especially there on map 4. His shatters were game changing. He really was. He had that game changing shatter like on the 4K on Vialto here, and it really felt like a lot of Eldritch shatters were being blocked or not getting the full value because mostly because of Ardemo more than Eldrick. Eldrick was just such an impressive aggressive. Say that 4 times. A force on the right roll. I'm gonna have to agree, Chuck. I have Ardemo definitely gonna be the tank MVP here tonight.
All right, so that's cool. All right, now we get. Do you want to do DPS next? Or do you want to wait?
Let's do support. next.
Okay.
I have mine personally. Mine. I was thinking of Dre. I'm a Dre simp. I like Dre a lot. He's one of my favorite players in this league. As a lot of people would know, I talk too much about Dre.
His
but
bat
this
is nasty.
It was nasty. Some of the best map I've seen actually here in the tier 2 scene. Dre came out as his flex player for Bushido. He is known for the long range hit scan. That's what he got specialized on that Papega's roster for. And he came here on this Bushido Banzai roster, slapping the flex on the table, coming out with one of my favorite divas, one of the most aggressive. I know my favorite divas will commentate and watch in tier 2, and coming out with now one of my favorite Batiste players. Doing so excellent, especially with his window buildage, how fast he built the window up. His own mortalities, besides 1 I could count that was on Volskaya were excellent.
Yeah.
I think Dre was such a difference maker for his Bushido Banzai roster here tonight on the support role.
Yeah. I agree.
So you're gonna okay, we agree. Okay.
I would agree.
All right. Final one, Chuck. DPS.
Oh, this is gonna be a contention one. I feel
Now,
like
I want to start quickly before you talk. That I am fine with either Pertso or Esdiv, and I'm also fine with Last Brown. Those are the three I'm gonna throw out there. Now I want to hear you because I know you're very excited.
so. There's two of them that I'm leaning on, and to be honest, I know this sounds kind of crazy. I look. I mean, part of me was like, I came into this saying like, if my boy does not pick Pertso for this with me, I think Tempo is actually throwing. Like, I think he's actually throwing. Like, all casting. He should just put down his casting, his microphone that looks like he casts like a baseball game in the 40s. Everything. Put everything down. Like, he just like should just start throwing. But I mean, I almost got. Look, if Shawn Gender was able to pull off that last map, I could have almost snuck it to him. But then I remembered that Junkrat play. It was not the move. So I just remember that. Like, it was just like I just remember. But then I was thinking about the absolute difference maker tonight in DPS, and you saw every map. It's Pertso, man. Pertso has to get the DPS, or like we're actually throwing as casters. Like, it's insane to not think that he's not. Yeah, even though SDEF should get an honorable mention, and I'm fine with giving last round one as well.
All right, I'm down for that. Pertso for DPS and honorable mention to SDEF and Brown. I'm down for that.
Yeah, because if we don't do that, we should just turn in our casting crowns and like start like commentating on Smash Bro games from like 7 years ago,
Oh yeah, dude, we can commentate some 2013 Evo, Mango versus Hbox. Oh, woo! Let's go. But Chuck, there's one thing I share with Smash commentators, and it's that we don't make money. So it do be that way sometimes. But
wouldn't it be great if we could cash in like scrim bucks for like actual like money and stuff? That'd be great.
That would be great. I could go. Here's my scrim god Zephyr scrim bucks. I want $200 in compensation. All right. Here. So your MVPs here tonight. Pertso on the DPS, Tank for Demo, and Dre for support. Honorable mentions going to be going towards Last Round and Esdiv both. Now, I'm assuming because Road Knights have all left the lobby, we're not going to get an interview from anybody from Road Knights here tonight.
We might get one from BBA, it looks like.
It looks like, yeah, it does. Most of the roster is still here, so it does seem so. Nobody has given just any words yet, but we're seeing a lot of let's goes in the chat. It seems like these guys are a huge fan of a certain dead meme that I will not bring up because, dead memes should not be brought up in the year 2021. Here in Match Chat 1. And here we go. Interview. We give it with KDB and Esdiv. Going to be coming in here with us for the interview. Row Knights have not said anything, so like I said, I'm going to speculate that they don't want to do an interview, which is fine. They're wrong with that. If you want to do interviews, it's always good.
You don't. I mean, you're gonna have a lot of soul searching tonight.
Soul searching. What do you mean by that?
You never heard the term soul searching?
I don't think I have. Explain.
Are you being serious? Are you?
No.
Wait, are you trolling me?
I'm not. I'm being serious. I'm not trolling.
I'm being
Is it- is
trolled
it-
right now, internet.
Did you learn this term when you're walking down the streets with Kiryu Kazuma in 1988? You're like talking to him, and he was like, "No, let me teach you this term." And you're like, back when you're like 30 back in the day in 1980s.
Well, I
This
was
is a
thinking
term.
about it more about when I was watching, the classic film, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Return the Ooze or whatever.
Oh yes. Unfortunately, Chuck, I have not seen any of the sequels. I didn't see the first film.
You never saw when they go back in time?
I've never seen the third one. No, I've seen the 8VGN video on that, if that counts. The Ingrid Filmner video when he slices the video in half with a katana.
That's pretty good though.
If that means anything.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe you never seen the third one. That movie was a classic. They go
I'm
back in
assuming it was.
time.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure it's batshit wild if if the 4 mutant turtles go back in time and Shredder follows them, and they have to fight against each other.
Well, I mean, it makes
Okay.
most sense to put turtles in, 13th century
Feudal Japan.
Japan.
I mean, I guess. I mean, they put Fire Emblem characters in like traditional Japan, like Birthright, I think it was called, Fates, whatever that game was called. And hey, that game was not good, but hey, it do be that way sometimes.
Hello. Sorry,
Hello.
Citrix wanted to make sure I didn't join the socials, so my bad, bro.
Oh good. Welcome, Esdev. We're waiting for
So-
Katie Beat.
Was Katie coming too? Or was it just
no,
you
I don't.
guys,
No,
though?
I don't think so. I think it's just me.
Oh,
sadly.
I was confused by that.
Kate just nominated me because she asked me if I wanted to do it because my adrenaline is through my body, and so I'm gonna talk the most.
I see.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
All right. Yeah, it's sort of like it's. I've been with this team for like 2 years now, and this is like the first time we've come ever close to being in finals. So.
All right. So, first of all, I'm starting snowballing off that comment. Here you guys are in playoffs, beating the 3rd seed Rogue Knights and moving on, if I'm correct, against TFC. How do you feel right now?
It's an interesting feeling, I'll tell you that. Like it sort of being on this team for so long and seeing our team not be as successful and always being bottom seed, the team that like nobody ever would see win. So going back at it now and seeing our team competing against the 3rd seed and beating them was probably one of the most satisfactory feelings I could ever say to you, to be honest. I've never felt more happy with our progress. Granted, I'm a little bit nervous about TFC, about going up against them, in all honesty. It's sort of like a team that I've been scared of since the very beginning, even when they were, NA Ult Management. I knew for a fact that they were probably going to be a pretty interesting team. So, I'm nervous about it. Do I think that we can win? Yeah, there's a possibility of that happening. The team's always been strong since the start. They're undefeated right now currently, so I have a lot of respect for Kenny and the way he manages the team. I also have respect for a lot of their players on that team. So I think it's going to be a pretty interesting matchup. But other than that, I'd say my feeling currently is a lot of adrenaline, a lot of high hopes for this next match rather.
All right, right on. I just want to, if it's okay, Chuck, I just want to continue on this question about TFC quickly. So one thing I want to bring up is TFC as a roster and what they run. So they run a rush, as as what they specialize in. And they have they have Gary and the Batiste and stuff. You guys at Bushido are doing a very similar comp, putting Dre on your DPS player Dre onto that Batiste, putting that Ryan Diva, Ryan Zarya brawl. Sometimes the Roadhog when you want to be a bit kooky. Do you guys feel like, as a roster as a whole, do you feel like you're comfortable and confident going against the best rush team here in Tier 2? And if so, why?
Oh, absolutely. I think as someone who plays against a lot of comps that aren't run in these kind of elos, it's sort of like I expect teams like that to know how to play high elo comps. And so seeing Baptiste and Lucio and things like that are just I know for a fact that if we keep playing this and we keep working with what we were doing right now, oh, absolutely, I think that we have a chance. It's our rush. I don't think we've been running rush strictly for a long time, but I've been sort of telling the team to run a lot more less traditional comps, a lot less Moira, a lot more Ana, and a lot like just things that you normally wouldn't see a lot happen in Tier 2. So seeing our team transition over to a little bit less of what we originally would run is showing a lot more progress because the people that we're putting on those roles are more comfortable playing. Killerbot is probably one of, if not, I'd say the best Baptiste I've seen. Someone who, not even just best Baptiste, but just best Lucio as a whole. It's just his thinking style is a lot similar to mine in the sense of like where he just knows we're on the same page constantly. We're always throwing in ideas for things like that, and we're always on the same page. So I think we have a chance of beating their rush for sure. I definitely would say that we do.
All right. Right on. That's been, before I move on, give the mic to Chuck. I just want one more comment. It's a bit interesting. You don't really see a lot of people talk about Killerbot here in the Tier 2 scene, and here you are coming the best Lucio, one of the best Baptiste. It's very cool for you to hear more about that from the inside. Is he like an eternal, like a player that Killerbot, is he like an eternal player that has good comms, or is he good mindset? Like what makes you say that about Killerbot?
Seeing him on Tier 3 even, I knew he had potential to be. He just didn't fit in Tier 3 by my standards. I think this player, Killerbot, is probably one of the people who I have a lot of respect for because the fact that like the way that he just thinks and the way that he plays, it's just his mindset is always trying to get better. He's always working towards getting the team to a spot where he feels as that we are just doing the best at. And whether it's the characters he plays or things like that, he's always ready for the next meta that comes in. He's always ready for the new best character. He's always ready to play that character. When it comes to Lucio, he was waiting for this meta to come in where Lucio would be strong, and so I knew for a fact that once Lucio was the strong hero that was named the strong hero, putting him in is just the best thing that we possibly could do. I saw the way he played in Tier 3, knew he didn't belong there, and having him in a spot in Tier 2 is showing a lot of like that he's able to play at this area and not have to struggle. He just knows what he's doing. His comms are always clear. He's always talking, always communicating with us, making sure throwing in ideas, things like that, trying new things, all of that. He's always up for that. So seeing him do so well on Tier 2 really makes me happy that I knew for a fact that my judgment was correct, that putting him on a Tier 2 roster is was probably the best decision I've made, or best decision, like I would say I made. It was more so Katie knew for a fact and I knew for a fact that having him on this Tier 2 roster would benefit the team as a whole. Because I will give props to Katie for her wonderful captainship. She's shown a lot of improvements as a captain, making decisions for the team and not just for herself, and bouncing off ideas for everybody, seeing how we all feel. And I noticed that, and I have to give my utmost respect for her sticking with this team for 2 years and for my dumbass for 2 years. But, it it happens. But besides that, I think everyone as a whole on this team has shown their part, and Killerbot is like the person who just got out of the roster and has been like a star, almost like a star student if you want to call it that. Someone who's just doing the best.
All right, right on. Thank you for that. I'm gonna give the mic back to Chuck before he mauls me for taking that interview over there for a bit. Chuck, if you want to ask any questions, you go ahead right now.
Tempo, I don't care. You always can take it over. I don't mind at all. But the only thing I would say, and kind of backing off of what you're saying as them too. I mean, Killerbot, like, especially like we've seen tonight, and then also just in general. I mean, I do supportly agree. I think your supports tonight played very well, and it could have easily went to Killerbot as well as I mean, Dre did play exceptional tonight, but I mean, both your support lines the whole night were just on fire, and with the strongness of Lucio right now, it's kind of, in the wise words of Kaiba, whatever you're throwing if you don't put in a Lucio, a great Lucio player like Killerbot,
Oh no, for sure, and it's a sense of where I don't think there is even an MVP in my eyes. I think as a whole the team performed probably the best I've ever seen. I don't think MVP even comes close to how I would say our team did tonight. MVP in my eyes doesn't mean a lot. It comes as a team performance. Everyone is a part, especially how we performed on Numbani. Everyone pulled their weight so well to the point where it was comms were a constant on that map. There was no not talking. I would call out my hacks every single time, and we bounce on those, and you would keep going from there. And so I think I don't think it was just Killer that was the MVP. I think everyone as a whole performed so well to the point where it was like we just felt unstoppable. You know, we felt like we deserved where we're coming right. We deserved where we are coming into, if that makes any sense.
So, how how do you feel like? I know we mentioned it before, but what do you have to say towards like TFC going into that game going next?
I'm gonna keep myself humble here. I'm just gonna say no comment for that. Like I'm not gonna boost my own ego because I know for a fact that my tier 2 DPS doesn't deserve it by any means. But I will say that I'm just gonna keep it humble and just say that I have a lot of respect for them and I look forward to the match. That's all. Ow. Oh my fucking body. Oh, I can't say that. Whoops.
Oh well,
Censor
that's
that.
okay. Yeah, it's all good. We drop a couple bombs here or there with connotation. You're good. Don't worry.
Wait, did we?
Not F, but like S and S and the D words.
Did
which,
we?
You'll probably, I mean, I did. I'm not sure about you, Joe.
Oh, that's not a wait. Are you talking about? Oh, I thought you said that other D word.
Oh, don't worry. My vocabulary is strictly it's a lot of that. So it's why I'm so bad at casting. So it's a lot of that. That's why I kind of wanted to. Oh, it's a bad habit. It's okay though. It's a bad habit.
It would be that way sometimes, But anyways, I think that's gonna be it for the interview here tonight. It was a bit of a longer one because Roman Knights seems like they didn't want to do an interview, so made it a bit longer than usual. Thank you for coming on here, Ezda.
Of course, absolutely. I appreciate your time and your patience with how slow I am at coming into lobby, but it's okay.
No, it's all good.
Stick just really hates me sometimes. I'm telling you. All right. Well, on that note, I'm gonna go play Genshin Impact. By the way, so you guys have a wonderful night.
Please go, Ezda. Please leave. Oh no.
All right. I'll see y'all later.
See ya, Ezda. Yeah, Chuck, that's your favorite game, Chuck.
Oh, I got boomed this time. Last time you got boomed, I got boomed this time. Oh my goodness. Oh, we gotta end this cast. All right, folks. Thank you for tuning in tonight. This has been Holy Chuckster on the cameras.
I was ST Tempo on the mic.
And that was a great game, and we hope to see you for the next one, guys. Adios.
Peace.